Привет, bonjour, and welcome to the Morning Brew. It is Friday.
Yeah, I'm Millie Rouge,
I'm Marissa Kay.
and this has been brought to you by Yeg Music.
Uh-huh.
Welcome, guys. It's Friday, kind of.
How you doing? How was your evening yesterday?
What did I do yesterday? Why do I always forget what I did the night before? Yesterday, I kind of kept it kind of casual. I had a morning of like conference calls, and I had a meeting on the phone with some lady, and then I met with my friends on FaceTime. So there was lots of talking. So I spent the evening. I went to the grocery store, actually, funnily enough, and I also just watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy, like a lot. But I didn't feel bad.
I've heard that show's a little addicting to watch.
You know what? I've never been interested in tapping into it because everyone's so like obsessed with it, kind of like you said. And apparently there's 16 seasons and it's still going on. Like the show still is on air. And I was like, you know what? I've got so much time. It's got 16 seasons. I could totally watch this. So I started to watch it. I was like, I don't know if I'll like it. Like it's about like it's pretty like it's about surgeons. So there's a lot of scenes where they'll literally cut to like skin. It's all bloody and they're like just dissecting. And at first you're kind of like, ugh. But then honestly, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I just look at things. I'm like, I'm not phased anymore. It doesn't affect me. But I think if I saw that in person, it would definitely affect me.
Yeah, it's like movie gore. I know it's fake.
Yeah.
But if I see like an actual person's skin cut open, I'm like,
Ugh. I know.
Makes me feel like weak.
I know. I'm a pretty queasy person myself. So like seeing things like that, I'm usually like, ugh. But and I kind of started out like that at first, but then you just kind of get used to it, and now I kind of know, honestly, when something's about to happen, like a scene like that, I can usually sense it, and I'll just like look away. I'll be like, yep, not looking.
Have you ever watched a movie like this where you're like,
Every horror movie, literally every horror movie that my friends make me go watch, because I don't really like horror movies, but I go, and then I scare myself for like weeks on end.
man, I haven't see, like, I want to do everything now that I'm just like sitting at home, but like I want to do
Right?
everything. I want to go I had this conversation yesterday where I was like, I want to blast Coffitivity on my speakers in my living room, set up a little table, make myself like a latte because I got a milk frother, make myself a little latte and just sit down and pretend I'm at a coffee shop. That's where I'm getting. That is the point that I've reached at this point. And I was like, I just want to go have a nice like latte in a coffee shop. Like I want to go to Art of Cake so bad and just eat all their cinnamon buns.
I know. I feel that.
And I also didn't have breakfast this morning, so now it's making me really, really hungry.
Really
Thinking
hungry.
about buns.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, because everyone keeps saying, well, not everyone, but they're like, what are the first things you're going to do when you get like released, if you will, or like if you get to go back in public or whatever, right? But I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I would want to do. Because it's a little bit alarming, because it's like, you don't want to like go too crazy at first, and you don't want to dive into something and I think that's what a lot of people will have the mindset of, is like they don't want to go too far too quick. Like they don't want to go
probably
to a packed club,
I
maybe
think
a couple months.
the first thing that I'll do is hug my parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably gonna be the first
good
thing
idea. That is a very good idea.
And then hug my friends, and then hug my friends' friends. Just hug everybody.
I saw this meme that was like, and I mean, maybe I've told this to you already, but it's like, me before all this stuff happened. Ew, people, get away from me. I hate people. And then it's like me during this thing and wanting to get out of it. And it's like, I will literally lick a dance floor full of strangers. I was like, yes. Because as gross as it sounds, some people are feeling like, I just need connection with human beings.
Oh, yeah. And you can only get so much from a screen. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. One of the places that I've been a little bit frustrated with people is actually, funnily enough, at the grocery store. That it's like people like at the Safeway that I'm at.
Yeah.
like obviously people are still buying crazy right now.
Like
And I was just
stocks amount, like stocking up kind of. You
yeah,
mean?
and there's yeah, like the shelves. I was looking for yeast the other day and I couldn't find yeast. I was like, who is
Yeah,
buying all this yeast?
I've heard that actually is a common complaint.
Yeah, I just wanted to make some pizza dough and you took all the yeast.
How dare
And
you?
now I can't make pasca or babka for my friends.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it. So anyway, like my whole point was that people do not follow the rules very well at the grocery store. They try,
Mm-hmm.
and like but in Safeway in particular, they have like which way you should exit an aisle, so, like just so
Yeah.
everyone's walking the same way. But then people like take up the entire aisle with their cart, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't go around you, so I'm just gonna stand here and stare at you until you move.
Do you get the idea? Honestly,
Yeah, I've definitely done the passive aggressive thing where I'm like until they hear me.
like you need to move. I know. Honestly, I felt that way too, because I went there last night, and there's these directions, there's these arrows, but um, yeah, I just felt like no one was following it, and I mean it. To be fair, like there was some moments where I kind of felt like I was like, oh shoot, like I'm in the wrong way, you know. But like I don't know. I just find it's an adjustment for everybody, I think, for sure. But people are still being kind of like, it's just stupid, just
Oh
dumb.
yeah.
Like,
Well, and I was even on my chat with Emmy Gustall. She works at a grocery store like Earth.
oh, nice.
What was that one place called? The
Earth.
Good Earth. I think it was Good Earth.
Yeah.
She says she works there, and she said she gets often people who are just like, oh, this, I can't believe this is happening. We shouldn't blah blah blah, and they're like not taking it that
Hmm.
seriously, and she's just kind of like, mm-hmm, like,
But I'm still here
yeah,
doing my
and it's
job.
yeah, it's oh man, but man, grocery shopping is like a task. It is a
Yeah.
task
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
and that actually leads us beautifully into our topic today,
Yeah, it
nice,
does. Hmm.
which is how to win at grocery shopping.
Yes.
Which I'm not sure how you win at grocery shopping. I didn't realize it was a competition.
I didn't know it was either, and apparently I'm wrong. Very wrong, apparently.
Well,
Um,
so I think I mean I can't actually say how I win at grocery shopping. I know that I'm really good at finding deals,
yes.
but that was mostly because of my father. He's
Mm.
very like if you ask him to go get like three things from the grocery store, he will take an hour. Because he will spend every second looking up the prices and like comparing and contrasting, and he will get the best deal possible.
Right.
Um, and you kind of like get upset because you're like, oh, you took an hour, and he's like, but I got the best price, and you're like, yeah,
Hmm.
you're right.
Which in some cases is like, yay, that's awesome. But in some cases it's like, oh my God, you were supposed to be here 20 hours ago.
I can't
Why aren't you here?
tell you. I can't tell you how many times where like I like when I was growing up, and my mom would like look at the grocery bag, and she'd be like, "Why'd you get this?" And he's like, "It was on sale."
You're like, oh God, Dad, come on.
Which is funny because like I'm a very similar shopper where I'm like
Yeah.
I was even at I was at Rexall the other day because I was getting a it sounds dumb and I probably shouldn't have like waited to get all this stuff, but makeup. I was getting some makeup because I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm on camera a lot
Yeah.
and makeup time is me time. So it's
Mm-hmm.
something to do.
Yeah.
So I was getting some more makeup and I kind of like walked across the aisle, and then I saw nail polish remover and it was like half off, and I was like, I don't
This is
normally
a
do my
deal.
nails, but this is a good thing to get. So
Yeah. You know what? I guess this really doesn't have to do with like grocery shopping, I guess, but I mean it's more shopping in general, but I am I'm a huge advocate, if you will, for like like sales. Like I rarely buy something if it is not already like a sale, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Like
100%.
I have a very hard time like doing
So
that.
so let me ask you this then. What has been your most fruitful grocery experience that so like let's say you got the most for your like the most bang for your buck, and then what's been one time where you spent way too much money on groceries?
That's a good question.
I have very specific memories. I guess that's why I asked the question. So I was like, I have a very
Yeah,
specific.
I honestly can't think of a specific memory, but if I had to guess, like, I remember when I went to Big Valley Jamboree, which was like 3, 4 years ago, and my friend and I went together and we bought groceries for the weekend because you basically camp out all weekend. Um, and we were only there for 2 to 3 days, and I remember we just bought a whole bunch of food, and like my friend's mom brought like a whole bunch of food too, and like she made a cake and like all this stuff. And we got there, and like, yeah, we had fun, and you eat a lot, but you don't eat that much because you're also doing other activities like going to the concerts and drinking and lots of alcohol, which I mean, I fairly actually didn't really drink that much that weekend, but just like kind of unnecessary. And I think we both overbought thinking that we would, run out of food or be hungry all weekend. But like, really, we spent a lot of money when we already spent a lot of money on the festival itself. And then kind of were like, okay, we have all this food. And I think we ended up just like divvying it out a little bit. But I wish I had almost just been like, I'm just going to bring my own food and you bring your own food, and just to make things a little bit easier, right? But I do see the benefit of like sharing between somebody. But and then, yeah, I guess the time that I've saved the most or had the most cheap deals, as a kid, I never really grew up. My mom used to shop at like the Save-On or the Safeway. And so I think when I finally came to the realization that no frills existed, I was like, oh my God, it's so cheap. Like, it is like grossly cheap, and I don't have to spend like $4 to $5 on like something that's really valued at like 1 or 2, right? So yeah, I think finding no frills is like a no-brainer. But because it's just like, I didn't know that as a kid, and I don't know how long no frills has been around for, to be honest. Like, I don't remember seeing it as much when I was a kid, but maybe it existed. I don't really know.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember either. I know that Costco was king and Superstore was king when
Yeah.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
My dad, I went on many grocery shopping trips with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had a very similar experience where me and a couple, well, not a couple, there was like 13 of us.
Yeah.
But we took a little grad trip to BC, like to the
Mm-hmm.
mountains, and it was not ski season. So like it was during the summertime. So we got like a
Right.
pretty good deal on this like giant, like Airbnb cabin.
Nice.
Um, and so all of us, like while we were driving over there, we tried to drive together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we stopped for groceries, and like we had planned out each night where we said, okay, so before we left, we all we got put into teams. We're like, okay, this team is going to do Monday night. This team is going to do Tuesday
Ah,
night dinner. This team is going to do Wednesday. And then we all had like we would make our meals for the whole week. So like
yeah.
one team would make dinner, and we all had to rate the food, and someone would
Oh,
be the winner at the end of the week of like who made the best one.
that's
So
funny.
yeah, my team did Mexican night. So
Nice. That's
I was
awesome.
in charge of the desserts, and I made
Mhm.
churros. But
Mm.
I I didn't
Did you
realize.
butcher them?
No, they were actually pretty okay when we got the oil temperature right. But
Mm.
I had never deep fried anything before, so I was like, I'm pretty sure the oil has to be boiling, and it
Oh
was the
no.
whole house. And we didn't even have like proper oil to like do frying, so it was like olive oil.
Oh no.
The whole place
Oh
smelled like olive oil. It was terrible.
no.
So
Oh.
we put that aside. We're like, we're gonna let that cool down, open the window.
Yeah.
And then we did it again, and it was fine, and the churros were delicious. But oh my gosh, it was so funny.
You're like, this did not go quite as planned.
So yeah, but in terms of like buying the groceries,
Mhm.
I think we actually did pretty well. Like we used up all of our groceries for sure. Like, because I knew we were worried about, you know, making sure we had enough food to eat for the whole time.
Right.
Stocked up on the alcohol, which
Mm-hmm.
we probably ran out of faster than the groceries. Um, and yeah, that was actually like a lot of fun. I kind of love grocery shopping with friends. It's just kind of like
It's an
a,
interesting experience
it's a good time,
because
surprisingly.
you don't do it often, like with one another, like, if that makes sense. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Uh,
Yeah,
and I find that interesting that you had like a pretty positive experience with shopping in a group, and then when I did it, it was like kind of a negative experience. So it kind of goes to show like it just depends on like the friend group, or you know just like the
Yeah.
situation kind of like you were in, like you guys are doing cook-offs and like trading off between who was making what and whatnot.
Yeah, it was actually like such a blast. I would highly recommend it if you go on like a long trip with a couple friends. Like you should guys make teams and then make dinner.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
You know, I
Um,
always find when I go traveling, whether it's like to Toronto or to, like I did this in Europe too, I love to go to grocery stores and buy like stock for the week. Like if I'm at a hotel or maybe like a friend's house or whatever, like in a hotel, I like to buy like a little bit of stock just for like having throughout the day and stuff. It's just nice to have and to feel like a human being that
mhm.
doesn't need to like go to the store for every snack you want or like or go to a
Oh,
restaurant for every meal you need, right?
yeah, eating out is such an easy thing to do when you're on the road, especially.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, 100% buying groceries while you're on the road
Mm-hmm.
is uh is great, and not just like stopping at the gas station and getting like chips and stuff for the road, like
Right.
actual like make yourself the sandwich, you know, and yeah,
Make yourself a sandwich. I love
yeah,
that.
and yeah, it's just because yeah, I've been there way too many times where we go to, I don't know, drive to freaking Saskatoon or something,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a very Canadian sentence. I just realized we drive to freaking Saskatoon, eh?
Driving to
Um,
Saskatoon. That's so
um,
funny.
and yeah, I just remember that like every time I come back from these trips, I just feel so gross because like all I've eaten is just like crappy gas station food the
Yeah.
entire way there, or like stopping at McDonald's or stopping at
Mhm.
A&W or Tim Hortons. Um, yeah, so and that's one of the things I try to do when I'm home too. I mean recently it's been pretty great just kind of making all my meals from home,
Yeah.
or sorry, rather my brother making the meals and then cooking them for both of us because I've been a busy. um but I know that when I was still kind of like working and driving to and from here and there,
Yeah.
I definitely ate out a lot more because I was just either was too lazy or ran out of time to actually make myself something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd always spend money on, stopping at Tim's and getting Tim Hortons chili, which is so good. Love
Yeah.
Tim Hortons chili.
Yeah. It's amazing.
But yeah, I'd say like the time where I think I was the most careless with
Mm-hmm.
my money is just any time that I don't allow enough time to go grocery shopping. I
Mm.
know that I definitely spend more than I need to, and if I'm hungry, that's another thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot grocery shop when I'm hungry, and
That's a
usually
huge
I
one.
do. Yeah, because usually when I grocery shop, I'm like, it's while after my day is done. So my day is done at like 8:30. So I go to Safeway at like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm starving at that point because I haven't eaten anything. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ooh, do I need pizza pops? Yes. Do I need frozen pizza? Yes. Do I need Pop Tarts? Yes. Oh, but I haven't had Pop Tarts in forever. That was a bad example. But
It's so true though. It's very true.
yeah, if I'm trying to be smart about it, I will try to go to like the bottom shelf. That's kind of
Mm.
where I start at the top and I look at all of the stuff, and then I know because as you go towards the bottom, that's where they get kind of like cheaper. And I look for brands like Compliments or like President's Choice,
Oh, nice.
or yeah, that's usually what I do. So I'm like, it's the
Hmm.
same product. It's just one you're just paying for a name. That's it. And like,
Exactly.
it's not necessarily a higher quality product.
Yeah.
It's just
Sometimes
it's
it
the
is,
same.
but it's very rare that it's like not literally just the same thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
only have certain products that I will only buy the brand name just because
Yeah.
I know it's better. But
I find that with like craft dinner, honestly, that's like the only thing I really care about because off-brand craft dinner is usually just like, or like no name, if you will, is just not like I'll still eat it, and actually still have some in my pantry right now. But I would way rather prefer authentic craft dinner than like the off-brand craft dinner.
see, I'm like the opposite. I I
Really?
I will buy like I'll buy craft dinner if I'm like feeling if I'm feeling a little extra, I'll buy a craft
Yeah.
dinner. But like the like particularly Compliments is like one of my favorite brands just because
Mm-hmm.
like I always like their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the extra cheesy, like they have like Compliments extra cheesy, and I'll always get that one because it's like craft dinner is like $1.29, and then Compliments is like 99 cents. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
you're coming with me.
Yeah. Come on with me.
Yeah, or I'll go to the dollar store sometimes, which I
Yep.
know is like probably not the best the best place to go to get healthy stuff, but
Yeah.
if I'm getting
Well,
stuff for like snacks or just like granola bars or anything like that, like they
yeah.
have these packages of ramen noodles, which again, they're not the best thing in the world, so don't take my word for it, eating healthy. um, but in terms of like just something I can make really quickly at work, because I don't have a microwave and I
Right.
don't usually like to eat salad because it's cold and I'm always cold and it just makes me colder. That's a really dumb excuse to not eat a salad. I don't care. Don't at me. So
That is such a weird analogy I've never heard, but I know what you mean. But
anyway,
oh,
anyway, don't
anyhow,
at
anyhow.
me. Um, so it's something easy to make, and it just,
Yeah.
the warmness feels nice, and
Hmm.
it's very, very salty. I wouldn't recommend doing it every day like I did. Your heart will thank you. But they have those packs for like four for $1. So I was like
Yeah.
four, and I just like pack it with like ramen noodles until I
Yeah.
run out, and then I'll just like, all right, KD now.
Yeah. Well, I think, like people that are like, oh, the dollar store is bad to get food. Like, I think there are the limits to things at the Dollarama that are actually a deal compared to like a grocery store. So I think if you're careful about what you're getting and, like for example, if there's a packaged cereal box or like packaged granola bars, kind of like you were saying, yeah, like that's why not? Like, I don't see how that could be anything less than the grocery store, for example. And that's definitely a way to win and save money if you're going to the dollar store. But for example, if there is like anything that has liquid already in it, like if it's like a
Marinara sauce,
marinara
or
sauce,
yeah.
like Spam, or I've seen that lots of dollar store hit, and like any pickled or like that to me, I'm like, absolutely not.
Well,
But
it's
I
just
mean,
at
I
the
guess I bought in vinegar from the dollar store, but that's, you know what I mean? That's different.
yeah, but the whole, I think the whole reason why is just because half the stuff at the dollar store is just stuff that they couldn't sell at the grocery store anymore for the
Yeah.
prices that they were selling them at. So
Yeah.
I think it's just being mindful and being aware of those things.
Yeah.
I don't think anything they sell will make you sick. Like that's
No, I think you
not a
could
thing.
still buy this stuff, but I just would stay away.
Yeah, and like yeah, I'm very careful about what I buy at the dollar store. Like if like
Mhm.
usually my grocery trips are like, okay, go to the grocery store for like produce and all the
Yeah,
frozen
the
stuff that you
fresh
need,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
then head to the dollar store for snacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Actually, the No Frills that I go to, and it's like kind of like my home grocery store. They recently added a Dollarama right beside it, and I was like, "This is dangerous. I will be here all the time."
yeah, I find that I find that the more time I give myself, the better deals I get. Like
Mhm.
my goal every time I go grocery shopping is to try to only spend $100 if I
Mm,
can. Um,
which is a good goal.
sometimes I'll kind of go a little bit over and do like 110 or 150. But it depends on all the stuff that I need to. Like sometimes I'll try to push back getting groceries, and I'm like, it's okay, I can wait another week. I can wait. And
Mhm.
then I'm like, I'm eating like bread crusts for dinner, so like I should probably go grocery shopping. But
Yeah.
yeah, I treat it like I treat my gas tank. I'm like, okay, it's half empty. Maybe I'll top it up just a little bit,
Mhm.
um, because then I find I spend less money that way. Whereas if I go on these big trips, I'll spend like $200
Right.
every single trip, and then So I think an important thing when you're grocery shopping is to try to leave a lot of time. But I mean, obviously, right now you want to spend the least amount of time as possible. So like,
Yes.
if possible, I would say, like, if you have any flyers kind of floating around, I would look through the flyers. I
Yep.
would go online and look at the prices. Make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck. So you like look at the content of like the volume of what you're buying,
Mhm.
and compare it to another product that you normally would get, and think about which one you're getting the better price for.
Mhm.
Um, you look for deals, and then you just make a very detailed list. And I like to be really, what's it called? Tactical. So I'm like, okay, my list goes like produce is at the very top, because when I walk into Safeway, the produce is right there.
Yeah.
So you walk and you go produce, and then you go like meats if you need any meats, and then you go down to like the pasta aisle, and then you go down up to the coffee aisle, and then you go over to like the dairy, and then like I'm very like tactical. So like I go through the aisles like this, and then I walk out that way. So like
Mhm.
I'm like a guy playing Call of Duty. That's who I am. I'll go explore every nook and cranny.
Yeah, you kind of have to, because sometimes you just miss things and you forget things too that maybe you did want to get, or like something special, right? And I actually think another really good way is, I did this when I was making a specific recipe for, what was I making? For chili, yeah. And I looked online for the ingredients, and most grocery stores will have obviously the ingredients that you need. So that's a really good time, if you don't want to physically do it at the grocery store, to take your recipes that you're making and just like make sure you have it balanced out, like the amount of cans you need, or like the amount of beans you need. And to really, also that way you can kind of price match and be like, okay, this can is a lot bigger, but it is $1 more. Which one is a better deal, right? So that can definitely help to just give you some more time, so you're not just standing in the grocery store like 3 hours later like, oh my gosh, I guess I should go buy my groceries now.
Yeah. And I think it's just like planning beforehand, I think, is a
Yeah.
great thing, especially now when you would just want to be in and out really quickly.
Yes.
That's probably my best advice for that. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good to budget too, of just like how much you can spend, so you're not like getting to the till and you're like, wow.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah, you like get all your groceries and you get the price of it and you're just like, holy.
I try to keep track while I'm grocery shopping. Like I'll try to
Yeah.
keep track of how much I'm getting. So I'm like, okay, so 2 of these means I'll be spending $20. Okay, so that's like part of my budget already spent.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need both of these? And it's like, you kind of go through little bit by bit. And obviously that's being like really meticulous. Like if you don't care, then you don't care and you just do it. But
Yeah.
I think especially now it's really good to be thinking about those things and just being really tactical with it.
Totally.
And places like Costco, Superstore, like those are always both great places to go. I've never gone to Walmart for groceries before. Have you ever done that
Yeah,
before?
I have. Yeah, it's pretty much the
What was
same.
your experience? Okay, because I was curious.
Yeah, it's like the same experience as like No Frills. Honestly, it's like the same kind of pricing. The food still tastes the same. The
Oh,
off-brand is just as good as like any off-branded Sobeys or No Frills. Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never been grocery shopping at Walmart before.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Like, I don't know, I don't find it as like, it's not like the dollar store where you're like, ooh, I don't think I should buy that. It's like legitimate, feels like a grocery store. You go to Walmart.
So what's something that you kind of on your grocery trips,
Mm-hmm.
if any, is there something that every time you walk by in the grocery store, you always tell yourself, you're like, I'm not going to get it. And then like there's sometimes where you're like, I want it.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's a really good question. Um, hmm.
Like what's like your self-indulgent thing that you like to buy grocery shopping?
I don't actually tend to buy a lot of coffee creamer, like the flavored coffee creamer, but every time I go to grocery stores and I see it, I'm like especially the big jugs, I'm just like,
That are like $7.
yeah. Or even really any time I see a cake dessert, it's like, or ice cream tubs, anything that's like a not healthy junk food kind of thing, I'm just like, hello. I like you. I want you.
I'm just imagining you standing outside of the freezer just going, hello, tap, tap, hello.
Get into my car. Tap, tap. People around me are just like,
You're just like,
crazy.
they turn to them, they're just like, ma'am, are you okay? Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah. What's your guilty kind of pleasure that you always get, or just tell yourself you can't get?
well, I've been allowing myself to indulge a bit because I'm like, I was like, I'm emotional right now. I need my emotional food.
Yep. During these times.
I recently got not addicted, but like I got really attached to those like frozen dumplings. Like those ones are really good.
Interesting.
So those aren't exactly super healthy, but they're also not like terrible.
Right.
They're great for like super quick. But my childhood, I loved eating Pop-Tarts, or not Pop-Tarts, Pizza Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza Pops are like my favorite thing.
So good.
Loved eating them.
They're still good.
Specifically the 3 cheese ones. I love because I loved cheese pizza as a kid.
A little chunks of cheese in there.
Yes.
So good.
So good. And
sound like little fat kids, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm still a little fat kid. And so now I just like every time I'm at the grocery store, like, and I go by that frozen aisle, I'll like stop and then they're like, oh, it is. I'm like, no. And they're like, Marissa. And I'm like, stop it. You know, this is wrong.
Oh, no, you go, I can hear you, but I won't.
That's me. The Pop-Tarts are like, ah.
You should make a meme at the grocery store next time you go. Oh,
Oh my God. Next time I'm at the grocery store, I'm going to make a TikTok of that.
Okay, good. I can hear you, but I won't. That would be amazing. Oh, man.
Yeah, but man, pizza pops are just
So good. So
yes.
good. So
and
good.
I mean Pop-Tarts as well. I used to eat those a lot when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I never realized that you could put them in the toaster. I just ate them like you normally could.
That's like the best way to do it. It's the best way to put in the
good.
toaster. And it's all like toasty and melty and a little bit hot. And then jam gets all warmed up and you're like,
Yeah. Also, I have a toaster oven, and for the first time ever when I moved out like a couple years ago, my dad bought us groceries, and so he got this like 50 pack of like off-brand Pop-Tarts or pizza pops, which is basically the same thing. And I put them into the toaster oven. It changed my life. I've only ever microwaved pizza pops before.
Oh, really?
And I put it in the toaster oven, and it was like crunchy on the outside, but then soft on the inside.
Ooh, I've never tried that. I'd be interested.
I ran out of pizza pops, and now I want one.
Yeah, the no-name brands are actually not that bad of the pizza pops. They're pretty good.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's actually the end of our time here. So Marissa's gonna go eat pizza pops now.
Yeah, at like 10 in the morning. I'm gonna
Why the heck not?
Everyone watching this is just gonna be judging my food choices now.
It's okay, I'm right there with you. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you very, very much for watching our interesting episode today on how to win at the grocery store.
Buy pizza pops. That's how you win.
Yep. Just buy pizza pops. And just avoid the noise when you hear, walk away. Walk away. Alrighty, everybody. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday.
And make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell button if you like these videos to get notified when we post them again. And we will see you on Monday.
This show has been brought to you by Yeg Music. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.